today is really exciting because I'm doing a collaboration with Immy from Sustainably Vegan. She's obviously vegan, as her name implies, as am I, as my name does not imply. Immy does super cool videos on how to have less waste in your life, on this earth, in your house, you name it. So lots of zero waste living tips. She's super sweet and nice and kind and just like that good positive energy vibe. Check out her channel, you will love her. She's gonna do a DIY dry shampoo recipe, which I'm very excited about because dry shampoo is one of my staples in life. Her recipe is super awesome. Try it out. And then after, I'm doing my tips on how to grow long, beautiful, healthy, strong hair. But first, I'm gonna hand it over to Immy.
Hey everyone, I'm Immy from Sustainably Vegan, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make an awesome, really easy four ingredient DIY dry shampoo. So let's get into it. What you're going to need for this really easy DIY hair dry shampoo is you're going to need some cornstarch. In here it's about 3 heaped tablespoons, and then you're going to need some lovely turmeric, some ground cinnamon. Here I've used sticks that I've just ground up because I feel like they give a much nicer flavour and are a little bit more natural and less processed. Here I've got some cocoa powder. Now this is for brunette hair, otherwise I would not be putting the cocoa powder in because obviously if you just put in this and these two, it's going to come out looking like you got some funky shit in your hair. Okay, and this is the last thing. This was a peppercorn shaker. And you know how we love to reuse in this zero waste life. So if you just use one of these, and then we can just use this as an awesome like shaker onto the thing. So let's get started. Okay, as you see here, we've already got our 3 heaped teaspoons of cornstarch, and then we're just going to use 1.5 spoonfuls of this beautiful cocoa powder. This is actually cacao powder because I'm trying to be as, you know, unprocessed as possible. Yeah, so we just want to use just less than half a teaspoon because this is just for the healthy properties of cinnamon. Cinnamon is really a wonderful spice for like healing and things like that. Last but not least, we're going to use a little bit less than the cinnamon with turmeric, just ensuring that you know, you've got all those anti-inflammatory and antibacterial things working, because when we blow dry our hair and when we, you reuse brushes from before, bacteria can get on things and you just really don't want that. You just want to ensure that everything really is healthy and clean and really working for you and not against you. Once you get to a point where you're pretty happy with it, now we're just going to shove it into our shaker. Get your spoon and gently just pour everything into your shaker. You need to sprinkle this onto your hair and then make sure you brush it in, run your fingers through it so that it absorbs all of it. And that is it. See you later.
Hey guys, today I'm going to share my tips with you on how to get long, healthy, beautiful hair. My first tip is to cut down on the heat. So if you blow dry your hair or if you use heat styling tools too often, then you're just gonna dry out your hair, and if you're not careful you can even burn and fry your hair and it can't recover from that. If you do blow dry or heat style your hair every so often, then every time that you do, please use a heat protector. It's just gonna create a barrier between your hair and the heat and protect it. My next tip is to not put as much strain on your hair, so stop playing with it constantly or pulling at it, and to not style it the same way every single day. Like if you put it in a bun or a ponytail, to just change it up a little bit if you have to do that for work, or if you braid it, don't braid it the same because you're just gonna put strain on certain hairs and they're eventually gonna break off. Also going along with that is to wash your hair less often. If you wash it every day, you're just stripping those oils from your scalp and you're drying out your hair. It's gonna help your scalp to rebalance itself and get really healthy so it can grow better hair. Let's talk about hair coloring. If you're going lighter than your natural color, or if you dyed it and you're going lighter, most likely you're using bleach, which is bleach, lightener, bleach, call it what you want, it's bleach. So you're eating away at that color in your hair to get it lighter. So you're eating away at your hair, which is very damaging. Even if you use actual color, you're using a very high percentage of hydrogen peroxide. That's what's lifting your color up lighter, which is damaging. You can do like protein and repairing treatments, but you're never gonna get that same healthy natural hair. I always tell my clients that you can either have blonde hair or healthy long hair, but you can't necessarily have both in most cases. Even if you color your hair darker, you're still putting hydrogen peroxide and like a higher percentage of hydrogen peroxide in your hair and other chemicals, so it's not as great as if you left your hair natural. If you really want to color your hair and you're really serious about growing it to its healthiest, longest state, then I suggest one of two things. I suggest staying with like a semi or a demi-permanent color hair, which is anything that lasts like a few washes to like 6 weeks. That way you're using a less harsh percentage of hydrogen peroxide and it's not going as deep into your hair follicle. If you really want to be blonde, I suggest like a lower maintenance blonde color. Like I have like some balayage highlights going in, but a lot of it's my natural, so just something that you don't have to retouch all the time, something that can grow out for a few months at a time. I really believe in getting regular trims. It doesn't have to be every 4 weeks or anything crazy like that, but I think just when you start seeing like a substantial amount of split ends, you have to get a haircut if you want your hair to grow as long and as healthy as possible. It can be anywhere from 6 to maybe like 12, 13 weeks, but I wouldn't push it further than that unless you have like crazy thick, healthy hair to begin with. Some people do and they just don't get a lot of split ends. Keep in mind that your hair grows a ½ inch a month. On average, some people leave me comments and they're like, my hair grew 2 inches last month, and I'm like, no it didn't. I know some people's hair grows a little bit faster and a little bit slower than others, but it's usually about a ½ inch. So you can do the math on this. So if you get your hair cut a ½ inch once a month, then your hair is gonna stay at the exact same spot. But if you still get ½ inch or a little bit less cut every 6 weeks or so, then you still are gaining hair and length that way. My favorite analogy for split ends is that split ends are like yarn. Once yarn starts unraveling, you can't really glue it back to the same state it was at. So you kind of have to cut it off or else it's literally gonna keep splitting up. So you can't really ignore when you start getting lots of split ends. They're just gonna keep splitting unless you cut them off. These are some important factors that aren't really under your control. If you're on medication, that makes a huge difference in the health and quality of your hair. The growing stage of your hair is called the anagen stage, and it only grows for a certain amount of years before that hair is done growing and it's just gonna fall out on its own. Everybody's is a little bit different. Hair is only gonna ever grow to a certain length. All the hairs on your head are at different growth phases, so it's not like all your hair is gonna fall out at once. And a huge factor is just plain genetics. So I've seen people that are super healthy and they have just thin, fine hair, not a lot of it, and that's probably just your genetics. And on the flip side is people that don't eat well, they just don't do anything right in their health especially, and they have beautiful thick hair. They can do all this crap to their hair, they can change colors, they can use crappy shampoo, and they just have amazingly perfect, thick, beautiful hair. Some people are like that, and that's kind of the exception to all that. If you're in that small group, then good for you. Balding and thinning hair can also be genetic, so you can thank your parents on that one. Your hair is a window into what's going on in the health of your body. So if you're not eating right, if you're not eating enough, if you're not sleeping well, if you're super stressed out, all that's gonna play a huge factor into the health of your hair. If your body's not working at its full potential, then your hair is not gonna be growing at its full potential. Do I think that biotin and hair, skin, and nails and all those commercials you see for all these special hair growing pills actually work? No. I think that focusing your effort onto the health of your body and eating right, exercising, sleeping enough, all that is the most important thing. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Immy's channel. I'm gonna leave her links below. Subscribe to my channel if you want to, I guess. Give me a like, dislike, whatever, but you should probably give it a like because we have a guest on our channel today and that'd be rude if we gave a dislike, now wouldn't it? And I will see you guys in a later video.